What's up, everybody? How's it going? Back with you again with another episode of the Deep Thoughts podcast with my co-host Pixel_Pusher 101. How's it going, Pixel?
Well, it's going pretty well. How about you?
I'm doing okay. We got some pretty good. I think we got some pretty good topics to go about this time around this week. So we were actually able to do 2 episodes in a row, like back to back, which is kind of nice.
Mm-hmm.
2 of the actually almost 3 of the articles were from last week's episode, or the last time we recorded, but that episode went way too long. So we ended up just pushing those articles back to today.
Oh, that's fine.
But yeah, I think it'll be pretty good. But yeah, I hope you guys' week is going well out there. Just as always, remember that we are on Spotify and on iTunes and other various podcasting catch sites. And so remember, you can go check out the episode description down below, or check out the show notes for the episode, and you can get all the information that you need about where to find us if you want to listen to us on the go in audio. Best part about listening to us on audio is that you can literally just subscribe, and you will get notified each and every time a new episode comes out if you're not able to make it to the live streams of the episodes. Side note as well, we do live stream this podcast over at twitch.tv/Ryan Kubo as well, which is pretty cool. You can go check that out as well if you want to check it out and see us interact and talk about things live, or ever wonder what we both look like. Spoiler, we're both Asian. Yeah, and then lastly, kind of pertains to, I guess, the podcast, sort of, kind of, but this will probably be the last time that you guys see my bed in the background. It's also probably the last time I ever make my bed whenever I have to live stream, because from your guys' support, from the subs and bit cheers or whatever, I was able to save up and use the money to buy a green screen, which should be here tomorrow or on Wednesday, depending on when you're hearing this. That would be, what's today's dates?
The 11th.
Yeah, so that'll be Wednesday the 12th is when I'll be getting a green screen. So hopefully up the production of this podcast a little bit or something. We're still working on trying to get an overlay when we have free time, all this other stuff. Just bear with us or whatever. But yeah, so that's pretty exciting, I guess, for me. And like I've always said on this podcast and on other various sites, any money that is donated, or subscription money, or cheers or bits, any revenue I gain from Twitch is put right back into the stream. So thanks, guys, for that. And to everyone who's subscribed or whatever, I'll be sending out a newsletter pretty shortly about what my next purchase plans are going to be for the stream. Anyway, with all that being said, let's jump right into the news for this week. First article up, we're going to go from lightest topic to, I guess, probably most heavy-hitting, opinionated pieces that we have and information.
Let's do it.
But December has come, and so as always, Twitch is giving out some games for freezies if you got Twitch Prime.
Yeah.
Best part about this article is it starts with, what is Twitch Prime? And it goes through that whole thing if you don't know what Twitch Prime is. But the games this December, I don't really know many of them. Pixel might know more than I do. But it looks like it's Hacknet, follow instructions of a recently deceased hacker in this terminal-based hacking simulator. Poi, explore uncharted lands, complete in challenge levels, 3D platformer. Smoke and Sacrifice, a mother forced to give up her son, adventures into a underworld. And an SNK bundle, which I think is probably the best part of this whole thing, that comes with Pulse Star, Metal Slug 2, Samurai Showdown 2, Fatal Fury, and Baseball Stars 2. Yeah, I have no clue any of these games besides the SNK bundle. Pixel, what about you?
I actually got to try Hacknet, and it's actually pretty cool if you're a geeky, nerdy type that likes programming, or like you're into IT for some reason. But it's pretty neat. The idea behind it is that, yeah, you're a hacker and you're trying to find information. You're going to other people's computers and looking for stuff through their computer. It's pretty neat. It's a cool idea. So if you like programming, give it a shot.
Okay. I mean, the only games I'm looking forward to in this whole thing is the SNK bundle. I don't even know, does SNK even make games anymore?
I don't even know if they still exist. Do they?
don't know. I'm gonna look them up right now and see what happens. Let's see here. Original company. Let's see here. Founded. I guess they made like 3 million. Is that 3 million? 3 billion yen in 2017.
That's not that much.
Yeah, that's not much.
Take off two zeros, and that's the dollar amount.
Yeah, so I mean that's not that much or whatever.
It's like 30 million.
They rebranded to SNK Playmore in 2003 after bankruptcy in 2001. Then on April 25th, 2016, they officially dropped the Playmore name from its corporation, reintroduced a logo that said, "The future is now."
I feel like I've heard that slogan before.
It's probably like their old logo or something. Yeah, I mean, really what they were known for is Metal Slug, classic type of game.
Yeah.
Samurai Showdown, if you've played that game.
No, but I've only played Fatal Fury from them.
Oh, okay. And King of Fighters. Oh yeah. The King of Fighters though.
Yeah.
It's like a fighting game.
That's so long ago. Yeah, I remember playing that for like a demo or something like that, and that was it.
Yeah, but
back
I mean,
in the 90s.
Yeah, Metal Slug was Metal Slug was one of those games that just ate all my quarters. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I know those games.
And then I remember getting it for the actual console, and it sucked. Because on console it's you can just do infinite lives and stuff like that, pretty essentially, right? And just be able to blaze through the games. And I think I bought them all for $1 off of Steam. And I streamed them a while ago, but they went pretty fast. The games you could breeze through them in less than an hour or two.
Yeah, because they're so much different.
Basically just mashing buttons and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
Any of these games you're gonna check out or actually play?
You know what? I might actually get Hacknet. Well, I played a demo of it. I think it was free for one weekend. I played an hour of it, and I was like, oh yeah, this is kind of cool. But since they're offering the free full game, I might pick it up.
Let's see. I want to look up what Hacknet is as well. 9 out of 10. 8,146 reviews. $10 on Steam.
It's pretty neat. You're just hyping the entire time. You're just.
Do you actually need to know programming language?
No, you don't. But it helps if you understand how to type. If you're using a command prompt in DOS or something like that. If you're typing commands, if you're using Linux or anything like that, you're going to be familiar with how this game works. So instead of point and click and stuff, you can point and click, but I think most of it comes from just typing out stuff.
I see. Well, those are the games that are coming out for this month. I think they're actually a pretty good batch of games. I'll definitely probably try some of them out at least. Remember that you guys need to have your Twitch desktop app installed so that you can download those games for free if you have Twitch Prime. And with Twitch Prime, you get a bunch of stuff, you can sub to your favorite streamer for 30 days for free. You also don't get ad-free viewing, which is pretty cool too as well. And that's pretty much about it with Twitch Prime. So remember, if you want those games, go check out Twitch Prime. You can also sign up, I think, for free trials all the time. Usually, if you want to get those games as well. Next up, we have an article actually from Engadget. Kind of pertains actually to Twitch and just the creation platform in general. So I thought it was going to be pretty cool to talk about. But Nintendo finally has ended their creators, quote unquote, creators program that restricted video sharing. I don't know if you ever knew about this, Pixel. I don't know what your background is with this, or if you've heard of it.
About it in passing.
Okay.
Yeah.
So essentially, this was a creators program that was basically started. I want to say maybe about 2012 or 2013, something around there. Because I remember having to sign up for it because I had some videos that weren't monetized on YouTube because of Super Smash Brothers Brawl. And Mario Kart. But essentially, you sign up for a service, or you sign up for the service for free. And then you basically linked your YouTube and your Twitch and any other content creating platforms that you owned. They basically said that if you didn't, you'd get in trouble. And then you basically it feeds them into an RSS feed type of list. And then from there, you were able to tell Nintendo, hey, I would like to monetize these videos. The reason being is because Nintendo videos were automatically flagged as not monetizable uh, on YouTube primarily.
Right.
I think on Twitch, I believe they were allowing DMCA's to go through for that stuff. So I remember for a while, a lot of the Nintendo streamers on Twitch were like, I can't export these VODs. I can't do this because if I do it to YouTube, it's just not going to get any money. The program was pretty flawed because essentially what you would do is you would have to, say, hey, this is the video that I want to be monetized. But for whatever reason, they wouldn't allow you to submit a unlisted video. The video had to be public already. And then after 30 to 45 days, they would get back to you and tell you if your video could be monetized. And then by then it doesn't matter, right? Because most of the initial views are probably going to come within like the first 24 to 72 hours, and that whole time you weren't getting ads.
Exactly.
So you saw a lot of content creators on YouTube kind of almost fall off overnight. It's kind of interesting. Before this creator program actually started, it was just free game. It was like, hey, upload your video, it has commentary on it. Cool. Hey, here's some monetization. It's straight up just a rip of the game and nothing else. No commentary or just a cutscene from the game. Sure. Money. Here you go. Monetization. And then this came out and it kind of was just very bizarre. It was just like, I can understand, not allowing like maybe just full cutscenes of games out. But it affected pretty much everything that was on YouTube. And I just remember back then I was pretty into the Pokemon video game. A lot of the Pokemon video game YouTubers kind of just fell off because there was kind of no point in creating content anymore.
Yeah, it's overly restrictive.
It was very restrictive. It even restricted people who were doing covers of Nintendo songs. Doing like electronic remixes of Nintendo songs, anything that had Nintendo in it, immediate just flag, and you weren't able to monetize it unless you went through this creator's system.
Jeez. Well, weren't they even more draconian before this? Like anything involving Nintendo IP just wasn't allowed to be like shown anywhere. You couldn't do fan art. You couldn't do all these sorts of things.
Yeah.
Like they're very protective of their IP.
Yeah, I know with fan art and stuff like that, it's still like pretty restrictive. I don't know to what extent. I'm not an artist. I don't really know many. But it does seem like they're doing some good strides on there. I think it really just comes down to if the stuff starts getting traction, they kind of DMCA it. Interestingly enough, the new Detective Pikachu movie, if you've seen that, the live action trailer, the guy who made all the Pokemon in that trailer is actually that dude who, like, on Reddit, he blew up a couple years ago and he was drawing like realistic Pokemon.
Oh yeah.
Like, I don't know if you saw those artist renditions, but it's actually that artist who's doing all the art and did all the CGI, or was like lead CGI person for the movie. So I thought that was pretty interesting. They actually hired that guy.
Yeah, no, that's pretty cool.
But yeah. Luckily, this program is gone. It's finally died, and that's really, really good for a lot of people on Nintendo side. I know that a lot of prominent YouTubers, such as like Donkey, video game Donkey, would not do a video reviewing any Nintendo games because it was just a waste of time. I know other people were just like, this is pointless. So, it's good that they finally decided to do this. I know there was a couple of primarily Pokemon YouTubers as well, or Nintendo people as well, like Jay Witz, and he's like casted things for Nintendo. He's been like on the E3 stage with Nintendo and stuff, and even he was like, he moved to Twitch because his YouTube platform of like almost 1 million subs at the time was dead because all his videos just got demonetized. So
it's horrible.
Yeah, so luckily this program is now dead or whatever. Yeah, its policy started in 2013, but the program officially launched in 2015. So that says, what does this mean in practice? A simple set of guidelines that more closely match the approach of Sony and Microsoft. While it's not exactly a free-for-all, Nintendo specifically said it still can and will take down videos that it believes breaks their guidelines, which is fair. Content creators who monetize their videos on platforms like YouTube, Twitch, Facebook, etc., etc. They said that the caveat is that unless they're made using the system's sharing features, then they should include your creative input and commentary instead of just raw video and nothing else. It also excludes content from pirated games or games that haven't been officially released yet. which at the time was Super Smash Brothers Ultimate. So I think it's pretty reasonable. You know, it's essentially just like we still have the power to DMCA something if we don't like it, which is totally fair. It's technically their property, their IP. And you basically can't just straight upload just video game footage or just straight up scenes from the Nintendo IPs. They have to have some form of creativity or commentary over them.
Right, which is I think fair, especially if you have a story-driven game. If you just straight up rip the gameplay from it, I mean, it's basically
who's doing that though in 2018?
Yeah.
Like I feel like that was what people did in like 2011, 2010 maybe, right? When like mics were hard to afford and webcams were hard to afford back then. Like no one's doing that nowadays, but yeah.
Oh yeah. Yeah, but I think they just want to cover their own bases, which I think this guideline is fair, you know, like if you're going to do that to a game, like it basically you see the entire game for free, and you know, Nintendo has a right to not be okay with that.
Yeah, you know, you know what's gonna happen now though is that people are gonna make React channels to just Nintendo stuff, and it's gonna, you know what I mean? Because it's just gonna be them watching like a scene from a Nintendo game.
Oh yeah,
and they could totally get away. Like they'll probably DMCA it, but like they totally could get away with like just pretending they're like reacting to, oh freak, oh my gosh, this is amazing, and technically just spoil it still.
Yeah. Well, is that still a thing? Are React videos still
Are React videos still a thing, Pixel? Are you kidding me? They're so huge still.
Still? Like,
yes.
Come on. I thought they were like over and done with. Like, oh hey, let's watch this meme video and like and you know, film these kids or old people watching a meme for 10 minutes.
No, dude, it is still like a huge thing. Like, what's something big that's come out in the last like 2 weeks? That's like a meme.
That's I don't know.
Look, reacting to a grape getting surgery. Remember that was a meme or whatever? Look, first result. College kids react to surgery on a grape meme compilation. 1 week ago, 950,000 views. This is real. They did surgery on a grape memes compilation reaction. 46,000 views. They did surgery on a grape. Original full video of meme reaction. That was like 150 views.
That's sad.
This is still a thing. You type in anything, dude, and there will be the reaction to this or whatever. Little kids react to this. College kids react to that. It's a thing, dude.
Oh my god. It's just like, I don't know how to react to something, so let me watch other people reacting so I know how to react.
I think it's mostly just like I kind of get the appeal. Like I don't like it. I don't watch it. But I kind of get the appeal of it because it's like usually they'll bring on like Twitch streamers, they'll bring on YouTubers, right? So it's more of like, or if it's just random kids or just random college people, they have like a personality or persona that they relate to. So it's more of like YouTubers react to so and so. Like they'll have like a bunch of famous YouTubers or a bunch of famous Twitch streamers. And I get it because like what's one of the most popular things that happens in Twitch sometimes when streamers are just in chatting or just starting their streams, like, hey, can you watch did you see the new trailer for Godzilla? Can you watch this video really quick? Like they want their favorite streamers to watch things. And so like I can kind of see the appeal of these YouTube channels.
I can kind of see it.
But
yeah, I can only see it with like celebrities and like people who are well known.
Right. But that's what's gonna happen with this Nintendo to get around that DMCA.
I think so, yeah.
I also, you know, I'm still throwing that idea out there. If anyone wants to, including Pixel, wants to start their own React channel with me, where we just react to things, but realistically. So literally it would just be us watching the video and just being like, oh, that's cool. And then that's the only video. It's less than 10 minutes. Yeah, huh.
Okay.
All right. That was pretty funny. Like, then I'm totally down. Either way, though, I think that this is really good for Nintendo. Like, I think like the bigger picture of this is Nintendo, get your stuff together when it comes to online stuff. Like they've just always been railed for their online experiences with their games or whatever, with their online features or social features. When it comes to social media, when it comes to just content creators and stuff like that, they've always just been like way out of date with it. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
You know,
an Ethernet port.
Yeah, right. Like one of the things right now that I'm kind of upset about is with the Nintendo Switch, they just made their online services pay. You have to pay per month. or
Mm.
pay yearly. It's pretty cheap, to be fair. It's about $20 per year and
Mm-hmm.
about $2 per month if you want to go monthly. So you save $4 every year. But the thing that I don't like is it basically makes it so you have to pay for it for these online games, which already have a subpar server system. And then on
Mm.
top of it, it does come with voice communications, but it's not through the Nintendo Switch. It's through an iPhone or Android app that you install
What?
and put Bluetooth headphones in. You log into your Nintendo account from there, and you talk to your friends on there.
That's so
And it's to
janky.
protect kids, basically.
I don't see how that's different than doing that on the Switch itself.
Yeah, I don't understand either. It doesn't have a built-in mic, I guess.
Uh,
But then, I mean, like, it's also just like there will never be voice in like public lobbies, essentially, and like,
huh.
or like if you're playing an opponent in Super Smash Brothers, you'll never be able to voice chat with them.
Right. I mean, if they're gonna make that argument to protect kids, then why have it at all?
I don't know. So just like weird things like that. So Nintendo, get your stuff together when it comes to this type of stuff. This is way overdue. Thank you, Nintendo, for doing this. But I mean, really, it's more of like this should have been done from the beginning. This is just playing catch up, in my opinion.
Yeah,
So
it really is.
next up, this is actually an article as well that we were going to talk about last week, but we didn't have time to do so. This is probably going to be a really long topic and something that I found pretty interesting. I know Pixel has some background probably in this type of stuff as well. But the music on Twitch section has updated. If you guys didn't know, a lot of streamers in the last, maybe I want to say 5 to 6 months, have been complaining that randomly they'll be banned for 24 hours or their VODs will be taken down because they got a DMCA from some type of company.
Mm-hmm.
Right now, it's Maroon 5. Apparently, if you play like any Maroon 5 song on your stream, the company, like, I guess like Universal or whoever owns Maroon 5, the record label, has been like DMCAing like anyone who plays snippets of their songs. And it does result in a 24-hour ban. If you guys don't know, I'm probably going to explain it horribly, so Pixel, take it away whenever you want to. It's something to do with, you don't really own the license to the song, and you're broadcasting it to a bunch of people who may or may not own the license to the song. And
Correct.
so they have every right to DMCA you if they would like to. Copyright's just a really weird thing in general.
Yeah.
And it's so like, what's the word for it? Like, it's just vague. It's very vague.
Mm-hmm.
The way that copyright was explained to me, and once again, Pixel, you can correct me if I'm wrong, was essentially that, like, let's say for example, like I buy the new Harry Potter book, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like I technically don't own that book, but I own the copyright that allows me to consume that book and read it. But if I were to give that book to someone else and say, "Hey, here, read this book," technically that's like against copyright or something, right?
It depends on what kind. Like
Right.
maybe for like an ebook, but I think it's better for like music.
Hmm.
If you own the right to listen to it at your pleasure and stuff like that, but it changes when you play it for other people. When you kind of like broadcast it. If you're just like took over a speaker system in a park and started broadcasting like music,
Like even for like a birthday
then
party or for an event or something, right?
technically that is against copyright, yes.
Or
But no one's ever going to enforce
right,
that.
or even just like playing, like, "Hey guys, I have the new Drake album." I don't know, he's cool, I guess. And then just playing the CD in the car and listening to it, like it's technically breaking copyright if not all
Right.
the people in the car like bought the CD or own the CD in a legal manner.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So it's like it's technically for just like one person to listen to like privately. But yeah, like no one's ever going to enforce like some dude like listening in his car and his friends come in. No music company's gonna be like, hey, you can't do that. You got to pay us royalties for playing it to those three extra people.
Right.
Um, it's really just like the amount of people that you're broadcasting to, and for Twitch, that number is there's really no ceiling to it.
Right.
You have your viewers, you have it recorded in the VOD. I mean, well, if there was no like muting system there, that ceiling is very high depending on like your viewership, like and how long that VOD stays up. So you have a case where this VOD could be watched maybe like 15,000, 100,000 times, who knows?
Right.
If you're a big streamer, and that's 100,000 listens. Licensing a song to have it play to 100,000 people is pretty expensive, actually.
Right.
I remember back in school when we did our thesis projects, some people actually wanted to license music from actual professional musicians, and we had to submit a request and an estimation of how many people this was going to reach. And one of them, do you know Mika?
No
That
idea.
singer?
No, sorry.
Mika was a singer. He actually allowed one of my classmates to use his music, but he required a fee, and that fee was like $1,500 for a thesis. And this thesis would be played to maybe hundreds of people. So it's a sizable amount of money.
Yeah. Do you think that's the artists themselves, or do you think that's mostly the record companies doing that?
I think it's the record companies, honestly. I think most artists probably don't care that much,
right?
Because it shows that they have a fan. It shows that their music is appreciated. It shows that a lot of people will see their music. Sure, I mean, I think a lot of artists would love to get some money for it too,
right?
But I think they're going to want to actually concentrate on the ones that are bigger fish,
right? With this whole music guidelines thing, I think really what this is impacting, in my opinion, are those channels that are on Twitch in the music section that are like 24/7 rock music, 24/7 pop music, and it's literally just a Twitch channel where it has some interactive chat and it's just playing music 24/7. For me, my stance on it, like, I get it. Like, I get the copyright issues. I get all that stuff. But it kind of just blows my mind. Like, who goes to a Twitch VOD and is like, wait, what's that really sick song that I heard so-and-so play while they were streaming Fortnite? Like, oh, man, I want to listen to it again. You know what I mean? If anything, I think that it just creates discoverability, right?
Yes.
Of the song. Like, for me, I've actually had to put a little thing in the bottom, like above my camera, which I don't know where I'm going to put it after I hit my green screen, but I have to put a little thing that shows the song that's currently playing, because people come in, they ask me, hey, what song is that? And they'll go listen to it on Spotify or do whatever, right?
Hey,
but
here's an idea for an extension.
Go. Oh, yeah, smart. I know what you're going to say, but go.
Yeah, so this is going to help discoverability. Link it to a Spotify or whatever is playing right now, and you can have that link showing in the extension. You click on that, and it'll take you to the song, whether to buy it or whatever.
Yeah, that's pretty smart.
Or listen to it. Everybody wins. So it increases discoverability. The streamer gets a little bit of money for finder's fee or whatever.
Yeah, like an affiliate link or something. Yeah,
exactly. Yeah, and then the music company makes their money from having someone find their song, and everybody wins.
Yeah, I know they have that for a Twitch panel where it shows like the song currently playing and then the last 5 songs playing or whatever that I played on stream. The only problem with that is it's kind of hit or miss, as well as it's only linked to your whole account. So it's like it shows like kind of personal information, and if you don't really want that personal information exposed, you know what I mean? So
that's not good.
Yeah, first of all, that's our idea, guys. Whoever's listening to this podcast right now, that's our idea. Do not take that idea. We're going to sue you for copyright.
Proof of it right here.
Yeah, right here. We're going to sue you for copyrighting our idea. Okay. But it's just been weird. Like, I don't understand. Like, I get it, but I don't. You know what I mean? Like, I don't get why Maroon 5's record company is going after this guy who streams their new hit single, which you probably can't even hear the single that well. It's probably not the main focus of the stream, and it's probably barely audible because he's talking over it.
Right. Exactly.
I don't understand. I get it. I get your argument, but at the same time, I don't, because it's I feel like if anything, it's just creating more content. This is kind of the same thing with the Nintendo. You know what I mean? I feel like, the streamers or content creators are big advertisers. You know what I mean?
And, I think this is going to be a work in progress, because I don't know if you remember, to anybody out there, back in 2014, 2015, the way VOD muting worked was they muted the entire thing if they detected any kind of copyrighted music on there.
I remember this. The
entire thing. Yeah. VODs were completely unwatchable because of that.
Yeah, this was right before when everyone thought Google was going to buy Twitch, right? Remember, like, there was a joke where people were like, you have to sign in with your Google Plus account or whatever. And then I think right before that, they started doing the muting thing.
Yeah. And like it was completely ridiculous. And I am so glad that they actually fixed the VOD muting so that at least it just blocks out that certain section.
It tries to. I think it's like at least 15 minutes or something sometimes.
Yeah, it's like I've seen it like a few minutes long. But yeah, like it's a lot better, and I think it's going to get to the place where it's a little less invasive when watching a VOD. And I think there's a potential for a relationship between the streamers and the music industry to create something that is beneficial for everybody.
For sure, yeah.
So, I mean, maybe they can come up with a list of music recording labels that are okay with being streamed, and you can just grab a list from that and then be okay with it.
Yeah, I know with a lot of games like Rock Band and Guitar Hero, and I know those type of games are not as popular anymore, but there are streamers who do stream them on Twitch. I know that there's now custom made Rock Band or Guitar Hero, where as long as you have a Guitar Hero controller, you can play almost any song. But I know like that they are having some issues with this type of stuff where stuff is being DMCA'd or whatever because of the music not being fully licensed and stuff like that. And I think like even Harmonix, sorry, the company who made Twitch things, but also they were saying that was one of the big reasons why it was just too hard for them to find songs that could appeal to everyone, that wouldn't get DMCA'd on YouTube, that wouldn't get DMCA'd from the Twitch streamer side, and that would keep their licensing fees fairly cheap.
Yeah, it's a big problem. Like, it's always a money issue. Like the recording labels want a huge licensing fee. Like I said, with the my classmates' thesis, $1,500 for like a few hundred people.
Yeah.
For an artist who isn't very big.
Yeah.
So if you want to like license music from, I don't know, Maroon 5 or something like that, you could be talking like tens of thousands of dollars per like.
And that was from one play?
Yeah, for one play.
Wow, that's crazy.
One play with like a bunch of people. Or they also have like this weird like formula too, like how many times these people might be able to play it, like how accessible it is, that kind of thing. So it all kind of factors into that licensing cost.
Right. But yeah, going on with just the article itself, I'm going to just kind of skim through it and read a bunch of stuff. But they said that we ask that creators only share content for which they have the necessary rights. It is a violation of our policy to stream or upload content containing copyrighted music unless you have the appropriate rights. You may not include music you do not own in your Twitch streams or VODs, past broadcasts, past premieres, highlights, clips, uploads, except as described below or otherwise permitted by law. Please note that buying music such as CDs or MP3 or subscribing to music stream services typically does not grant rights to share the music on Twitch. Such a purchase or subscription grants you a personal license to access the content only. In this section below, we describe some of the common types of music types. So here's some examples of music you may use in Twitch streams. Music owned by you, original music which is written by you and recorded by you, music licensed to you, Twitch sings performance, and Twitch Music Library. If you guys don't know, the Twitch Music Library is an authorized tracks from Twitch that you guys can listen to. It's over at music.twitch.tv. It's pretty awful. I just wanna let you guys know or whatever. And it's really hard to access. That's the thing I don't understand.
That's strange.
So it basically, you need to be a streamer on Twitch and have a minimum of 250,000 followers on YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, or Twitch to be able to even access this free copyrighted music. So thanks, guys. You offer us this music library, but we can't even use it.
Are you kidding me? That's available to like the top 1% of streamers. That's ridiculous.
It's like freely available to Twitch audience that have a minimum 250,000 followers, subscribers on YouTube, followers on Twitch or YouTube, Facebook, and or Twitter. So, yeah, you can get all the copyright music from there. And the music listed in the music library is set to safe to use on both live broadcasts and VOD playback so that you'll never get DMCA'd. I heard that it's not very good music. Like, I heard that it's just kind of generic type of stuff.
I can't imagine. It's like elevator music, probably.
Yeah. Some types of music you may not use in Twitch are on Twitch. Radio-style music listening shows, a Twitch streamer VOD which focuses on playing music that is not owned by you. DJ sets, which I thought was really interesting because I actually have a lot of friends who are DJs on Twitch. DJ sets, playing or mixing pre-recorded music tracks which incorporate music other than music which is owned by you or music which is licensed for you to share on Twitch. You can't do karaoke performances, lip sync performances, which I've seen both happen on Twitch a lot recently. Visual music depiction, lyrics, music notations, tablatures or visual representations, and then cover song performances. Performance of a song owned by someone else with the exception of a live performance in your Twitch stream. If you do perform a cover song in a live Twitch stream, please make a good faith effort to perform the song as written by the songwriter and create all audio elements yourself. So, kind of interesting, to be honest, because I know a lot of people who, well, not a lot of people who do the karaoke stuff anymore, but I know that was big on Twitch a few years ago, maybe even less than that. I know a lot of people, I still know people today that still have like goal incentives, subscriber incentives, bit donation incentives, where if they reach a certain amount, it's like, I will lip sync a song of your choice. And then I know a lot, I'm actually surprised by, I'm not, and I am kind of surprised about the DJ set thing. So that wouldn't fall under like creative use because you are technically like changing the audio, right? Or no?
Yeah, technically, it depends on how much you change it. I think there's like actually guidelines for like use of that music. Like if you don't like distort it enough, it's considered just like a rip.
Okay.
So you have to like really, change it.
Really?
Yeah, I think.
Okay.
Then again, I don't know like the whole legality behind DJing and doing these mixes.
Right. And then they basically ended it with, if you violate these guidelines, you may be subject to a takedown notice from the rights holders. They may DMCA you, and further actions may also be taken under our community guidelines, which we've seen happen both times. And in addition, you may mute your VODs and you can appeal your muted audio, which is pretty easy to do. I know for me personally, I've appealed my muted audio before. It's pretty straightforward. You basically just fill out your name, where you live, and why you think that should be muted. And there's like one of the options is like, this falls under free usage because it's not the main thing of my stream or something like that. And I'm commentating over it. And literally within 24 hours, I get like an email that's like, your VOD's been unmuted. Like,
nice.
Okay. So it's not that hard to do, but it is kind of inconvenient, I guess. But yeah, I guess those are the music changes. How do you think that this will affect Twitch in the future? Do you think that this is a pretty good, solid foundation? Do you think they have their bases covered, or do you think it will get to a more extreme place here in the future? Because I feel like YouTube, you don't see any copywritten music anymore, like in anyone's videos, right? How do you think this is going to affect Twitch in the future?
It might go the way of YouTube, but it also really depends on whether Twitch enforces this and how hard they enforce it. So I think we have to wait and see what Twitch does in this case. Like, are the record labels going to like drop the hammer on Twitch and say like, hey, this isn't cool. We're DMCAing every single one of them, starting from the top.
Right. I think this is one of those things where the ball is in the record labels' courts for sure. Right. And then Twitch just kind of is like, oh, you want to DMCA this art like this Twitch streamer? See, we told you guys, the new rules are right here. You know what I mean? So it's so totally. I can definitely see this going the way of YouTube. I mean, it is what it is. I'm not saying like there's a good like, I'm not super happy about it. I'm not like super pissed about it. It's just like, as the company grows, that's just how it's going to be.
Yeah, like as Twitch grows, it means that Twitch has more visibility. More people are going to start watching it, and more people are going to want their cut of the pie. So it sucks, but like the record labels, they want their money because all of their IP is being used and they're not being compensated for it. It's gonna suck, but I can't completely blame them. I just hope that there's a better solution than just straight up saying, I'm gonna ban all of you, or I'm gonna DMCA all of you.
Yeah, pretty much. But yeah, I mean, that's pretty much it for that, guys. Just keep in mind not to play Maroon 5 and be careful with the music stuff. I don't think it's anything for most of you guys to have to worry about. just keep in mind that if you are banned or if something does happen to your VODs or whatever, you were warned. These rules are pretty hard to follow. It's basically just saying don't listen to music ever, pretty much on stream. I don't think it's something to worry about or to have big concerns about right now, but it's just something that we wanted to give it a heads up to. Last article, Pixel, I don't know if you want to start this one off.
All right, let's take a look at this. It's a letter from our CEO about Article 13. This is from the CEO of Twitch.
Mm-hmm.
So I guess, let's see, what is Article 13? Article 13 is a new proposal to the European Union directive that could impact streamers' ability to express themselves and earn a livelihood on Twitch. Now, that doesn't say what Article 13 is. This is a pretty long letter. Should I just read this?
Yeah, if you want to or whatever.
Let's see, where's the bullet points on this?
Essentially what this is, I guess, is Article 13 makes Twitch liable for any potential copyright infringement activity with uploaded works. Twitch could be forced to impose filters and monitoring measures on all works uploaded by residents of the EU. This means you would need to provide copyright ownership information, clearances, or take other steps to prove that you can comply with thorny and complicated copyright laws. Yeah. So pretty much this is kind of I don't know much about this. It is something that I do think is important and that I hope that someone can fill me in about it. But it's a law that's basically going through the European Union, I believe, right now, called Article 13. But essentially what it does is it pretty much makes it so that any time content is uploaded from a person, whether that be on YouTube or on Twitch or whatever creative platforms there is, they also have to go through multiple, I guess the theory is multiple splash screens to prove that their work is not infringing on anyone's copyright.
Oh, that's right. Okay, yeah.
But that would literally have to happen every single time you're about to do something. So for Twitch, It would basically mean that you would have to prove for Twitch, it would pretty much kill Twitch in Europe, in my opinion, because the way that the bill is written, from my understanding, is before you can even stream on Twitch, it would basically be there would have to be filters and monetization built in through Twitch's infrastructure to show that every second that you're live streaming that you're not infringing on anyone's copyright, which is pretty much the rules of this say if you don't legally own it to be able to be streamed to a massive amount of people, you can't stream it, which essentially just kills Twitch creators. So it's you're streaming everything. League, you don't own League, sorry, you can't stream this, ban.
It kills anything really, because any kind of media that has to get broadcasted, this company has to then check it against everything. Right. And the thing is, it's not technologically possible to hold all of this information and check against all of it.
Mm-hmm.
So let's take a book, for instance. I mean, you can. How is a person going to find an electronic copy of every single written work in existence and check against that?
Right.
And it's the thing is this shouldn't be the law, because the burden of proof is on the person making a claim that that you're copying their work, because it just isn't practical to do anything else, to do otherwise. To put the burden of proof on the actual content creators is actually insane. There's no technological way that this is even going to be possible.
Yeah, you're also
it's not enforceable.
Right. You're also looking at things like commentaries, criticism, fan works. Those would be in jeopardy too, right? Because they could just say, nope, we don't want that up on the internet. Another issue with this that I've been reading about is that the right holders do not even have to identify the works that the platform needs to take down.
What?
Yeah. So they can just say, we don't want any of our works on this platform. Universal could just be we don't want anything from Universal on this platform. They don't have to be specific. It'd be specifically, we do not want this on the platform, right?
Who wrote this bill? Obviously, it's
the
someone
EU
who
did. Okay.
They have no idea how technology works. It's not magic.
Yeah. So it's actually kind of crazy or whatever.
Yeah, I remember hearing about this. It's been a while since I've heard about this, but it's all coming back to me. So this bill is incredibly stifling, and I really hope it doesn't go through, because you're right, it will probably kill Twitch in Europe, because there's just no way that Twitch can ever possibly prove without a shadow of a doubt that they are not infringing.
Right.
Because, well, I mean, logically, you cannot prove a negative. You cannot prove that something does not exist.
Right.
Like, like, I don't know, prove that I'm not wearing pants.
Yeah. Exactly.
It's like, it's just ridiculous that, this is even proposed.
Yeah. Let's see here. But yeah, it basically says that the proposal will require intermediaries such as Facebook and YouTube to constantly police their platforms with censorship machines, often with no human element involved in the process. It will mean that you will no longer be able to upload or enjoy the same content as you used to, as automated blocking is likely to stop legitimate content of ever making it online. So your content wouldn't even be able to be uploaded online. I mean, most of this article that they link to, which is saveyourinternet.eu, which is where the bill is, and a little bit more of information is mostly going to be talking about Twitch or YouTube and Facebook, since those are pretty big. But obviously, it does affect the Twitch platform as well. And I think even in more so, it just kind of I feel. Here's the thing: I do feel like I'm biased. We're biased. It's a podcast about Twitch. But I do feel like, with YouTube and Facebook, of course, it'll be very difficult if this bill passes for content creators or people to continue to make content on YouTube or Facebook. But I feel like there's still ways you could get around that, right? Because there's editing, there's movie magic. But with Twitch, it's a live stream. I do not see any way for Twitch to be able to afford that type of monitoring of their EU broadcasters, but also just it being a live stream. Like, who knows? Something could randomly just happen. You know what I mean? Like, it just makes it seem like you just can't stream in general.
Yeah, and like there's other hairy subjects too. Like, okay, what if a streamer is IRL streaming and they walk past a store with like copyrighted art on the front of it? Like, what happens then? Like, is that person banned from creating or like streaming just because they walk past a building with art on the outside?
Right.
Like a billboard or something like that. Oh, that billboard, it's copyrighted by a movie studio. You can't do that.
Right. Yeah. I mean,
there's all sorts of weird issues that come up from this, and I really hope like cooler heads prevail and they just realize that this law is just stupid.
I mean, it's
dumb.
It's really dumb. It's kind of crazy because the people blatantly ignored everyone's calls asking them to save the internet. What's next? A committee has been formed, and has been granted a mandate to start informal negotiations with other representatives of the EU members council. And it could take about 7 weeks or so, several weeks for this to be able to go through and possibly pass or not pass. I will say that there's a couple things that you guys can do. Most of these things, in my opinion, no offense, are pretty dumb. It's asking you to use hashtags to get the word out there or something. Just sign the petition. I actually ended up just signing it, like, literally right now. You can go sign the petition or whatever, which is at change.org/p/European Parliament Stop the Censorship. It already has 4,014,822 people have signed. And they're asking for 4.5 million signatures. So yeah, go sign and share that. Go help our EU brethren out in making Twitch content and stuff like that. I think that's super important. And this just reminds me of just all this stuff that happens with the internet, over here, in the United States. Wasn't there something where they wanted to make limited it or something like that over here and it passed?
Do you mean net neutrality?
Yeah, that type of stuff. I feel like this happens every couple of years.
It happens all the time, and I feel like we're just constantly fighting back against it. Like, before net neutrality was an issue, there was the GDPR, I believe, or something. There was some other acronym about the way that the internet works. I can't recall it, but I do remember there was an instance where there was a lot of protests. We fought it, we won, and then like a year later, this whole net neutrality thing came back. So it's a constant fight to keep.
Yeah, they try to like slip it under the board so like no one sees or something. It's crazy.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean that's good luck EU. Hope that you guys stay safe and sign that petition if you guys can. It will be super important. The show notes in the episode description will have a link to that petition if you do feel inclined to sign it and to help out and at least say, hey, I tried. I don't know. Who knows if it will actually work? I'm not a big proponent of this whole like let's start a hashtag trending to fight for this type of thing. But this is a petition. Maybe it will help. You know what I mean? We shall see, though. But that is going to do it for this episode. I thought it was a pretty good episode, pretty short and sweet, but I think that we got through a lot of good articles. Trying to keep it down to about an hour, maybe less than an hour every time we do one of these things. So I hope that you guys don't get too burned out from listening to us talking all the time. But yeah, Pixel, where can they find you?
Well, you can find me on my Twitch channel. It is twitch.tv/pixel_pusher101. Or you can find me on my Twitter, which is pixelpusher101, just without the underscore.
Yeah, and he, like I say every week, he is going to stream soon.
Soon.
He's going to stream super soon, guys. It's in 14 episodes. He's gonna stream. You can also follow me on Twitch, Twitter, and Instagram. At Ryan Kubo. That's RyanKubo. Twitch, if you guys want to check out my live streams, which I've been trying to do every single day. If you guys didn't know, I started an initiative for myself just called Just Start Streaming Idiot, where every day I try to hit the start streaming button and just stream some type of content for at least an hour, which is probably something we can talk about later on in a future episode, Pixel, just like streaming anxiety and stuff like that.
Oh yeah, totally.
Because I definitely sometimes get that, so I've been trying to do that as well. You can follow me on Twitter, like I said, Ryan Kubo, mostly just generalized updates, etc. as well. You can also follow us on the YouTube, which is youtube.com/SHIGEOS, Shigeos Twitch TV. There's a new feature on YouTube actually where when you upload a video to it, you can actually premiere the video, which is kind of like playing a like it's the same thing as what is it called on Twitch? I forgot.
Isn't it also called a premiere?
Maybe it's also called a premiere. I don't know. But there's a thing on YouTube where when you upload a video, you can start playing the video and it live streams the VOD of that video live. So if you guys missed any of that type of stuff, you can go check out the YouTubes and stuff like that because I've been doing that as well over there. And it's been having some pretty good reception and stuff like that. And
cool.
Lastly, you can follow DeepThoughts podcast at DTThoughtsPod on Twitter for all your updates about when we are uploading and when our schedules are going to be like for this podcast. Anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching episode 14/listening to episode 14 of Deep Thoughts. We will catch you guys hopefully next week if we have more news. Take it easy.